Hey, how is everybody? So we got to be super fast here. Welcome, by the way, to Dark Side Movie Reviews. If you're new here, again, a special welcome to you. And I hope you love this. I hope you really enjoy what you hear today and you will subscribe and join the community. We are talking Into the Badlands. This is a quick predictions video. Now, I don't know if you saw season 3, episode 4 last week, Blind Cannibal Assassins, which was the best episode we've had in season 3 so far. A lot of important things happen in that story. If you haven't seen it, as a matter of fact, little hint, make sure you pay attention to everything, not just the dialogue, but what the camera shows you when there's no dialogue as well. A lot of important things to see in that episode. But I got some predictions, right? A few of them. This video is going to be super fast, but what I do want is you guys to be thinking about my predictions so that you can tell me whether you agree with them in the comment section below or if you have your own predictions. So let's get into it. Prediction number 1. I think that MK gets flipped. I think that MK will actually start joining forces with Pilgrim, and I think that Nyx is going to be part of the catalyst for that. Because Nyx saves him, and I think that there's going to be some affection there. There's some images that seem to show that, and I don't know if they're images that are reflected. Maybe they come from season 5, I don't know. But I think for several reasons. I think that, number 1, he's found someone that is a lot like him, and someone that saved his life, and I think there's going to be a connection there. We know he's kind of distanced from Tilda a little bit. We know that he has this vendetta to really avenge his mom's death through killing Sunny, and I think that he knows that Nyx can be a part of helping him achieve that. I just think he's going to get flipped. So I think next episode we are actually going to see him go to Team Pilgrim. That's my prediction. Castor, second prediction. Castor actually gets flipped from Team Pilgrim to Team Widow. I think Minerva's so smart. You guys know that I've said this so many times. I think that she will realize that Castor is kind of on the outs with them. I think Cressida is done with Castor, and we know that Castor's gift was faulty. We know this from a couple of different places. We know this from the dialogue. I think it was in episode 2, but we also know this from episode, was it 1? It may have been 1 or 2, I can't remember, where Nyx and Castor attack the checkpoint. And there's some point during that fight where Castor actually loses his ability and then it gets reactivated. But that suggests that there's something going on with him. So I think Cressida knows that he's fading. I'm not sure how much Pilgrim has a plan to actually oust him, but I think Cressida does. And I think Cressida is really running that show anyway. I think Pilgrim is more or less the figurehead. He doesn't realize it, but he's definitely being manipulated by Cressida. So I think Castor gets flipped. I think that the Widow is very smart. She's going to become aware of all this, and she is actually going to turn his mind to her way of thinking in the Badlands. So I think that happens as well. The next is Sunny. So this is either going to happen or it's not going to happen, and I'm actually 50-50 on this. I'm not really sure what I believe about Sunny and Henry in terms of the gift. So if you are somebody that subscribes to the theory that Henry got the gift from Sunny's bloodline, then I can totally see in episode 5 the Mad Witch actually unlocking Sunny's ability. And if Sunny gets the power of the Dark Ones with the fighting skill that he already has, can you imagine how epic the fight scenes would be? It would just be absolutely amazing. But that's if you subscribe to that theory. I'm not so sure that the bloodline does come from Sunny, or the gift does come from Sunny. I think everybody assumes that it comes from Sunny because when Sunny was found, he had some trinkets or some things from Azura on him, and everybody assumes that the gift comes from Azura. But you don't know that, because unless I missed something, they've not definitely said that, but people are assuming that. So the other thing that could be the case, and I think this might be possible, is actually that Henry got that gift from Vale. And somehow Vale was carrying the gift. We don't know how all of that would work out, but I think that that's possible too. So I'm not sure where I am on theory number 3. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I would love to know your thoughts about that as well. Finally, I do want to say this. Some things that I would like to see, whether they be in the next episode or later on down the road, I'd actually like to see some flashbacks, kind of some backstories of some of our major players now. I would love to see the backstory of the Widow, Minerva, how she got to where she is. I would love to see that backstory. I'd actually love to see a backstory of Quinn. Yeah, I know he's no longer in the show, but I'd be really fascinated to see how someone that was such a strong presence in the show actually got to where he was. And I think that's a story worth telling. How they work it into the narrative at this point, I have no idea, but I would like to see that. So I would also like to see the backstory of Waldo, because the little flashback that we did have when Waldo still had his his mobility, he was able to walk, was really fascinating. So I think we all, wouldn't you? I think we all would love to see the story of how Waldo actually lost his legs. How did that happen? So hopefully we get that backstory at some point in time. I wouldn't mind seeing the backstory of Jade as well, wherever Jade is, wherever Waldo is for that matter. We haven't seen either one of them as of yet. So those are my predictions, you guys. Thank you so much. Listen, if you like this show, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. One of the major goals of this channel is really to build some community around Into the Badlands on this platform. We do other things, movie reviews and such, but a big push on this channel is to really build some community around Into the Badlands. So guys, at this point, that subscribe button should be popping up, that little circular button with my face in it. I think the word subscribe is actually under it. Then there's some watchables on this side or that side. Check those out as well. Thank you guys so much. And again, I will see you in the next video. We will be covering episode 5 as well. Peace.